The holidays, are a time when people in serious dating relationships may introduce their significant other to their friends and family. But what if your holiday plus one is a person who seesaws between being with you, leaving you, and then suddenly comes back again?
Here to explain a pattern called breadcrumb relationships is Tracy Crossley. She's a behavioral relationship expert and host of the dating podcast, Deal With It. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
So why do you use a breadcrumb to describe this type of dating relationship?
Well, I like to think of love as getting the whole loaf or the whole bakery, right?
Sure.
So when you're just getting little tiny bits of love and attention, it's like breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Okay, so if someone's watching going, am I a breadcrumber or the breadcrummy?
Yeah.
How do you know if you're a breadcrumber?
Well, if you're the person leaving the breadcrumbs, usually you go out on a date, or maybe you go out on several dates with a person and you really hit it off and you think it's great and you're getting excited, and then all of a sudden you feel fearful. You start thinking about this person as someone who wants something from you. Maybe you feel responsible for them already, and it's totally premature, and you start to fade out. You start getting a little distance. And then the other person may ask you, hey, are you interested still? And then they say, well, yeah, I am. But their actions start to fade out. They disappear. And then they get enough distance. And then they think, I really like that person. I think I'm going to give them a call. And then that's what they do. And they come back in, and it's a pattern.
But isn't that just called dating? Yeah.
No.
Sorry. Okay. It's called breadcrumbing.
That was prank dating back in the day.
Does the term only apply to couples who are newly dating, and how long can these patterns typically last?
They can last the whole relationship lifetime. So you could actually have that dating situation happening because the person who's on the receiving end may think this is their soulmate, may think there's something special and magical about it, even though they're getting little bits of attention, okay? And there are people that get together, get married, and have a breadcrumb situation where they are not getting any sort of emotional intimacy, but they are in proximity to each other, physical proximity.
Right.
So that's basically been, for most people who end up in that situation, a really sad situation, but they don't know any better because they're used to it.
Is there a distinction between those who breadcrumb and those who are busy? Gee, I travel a lot. I'm really busy.
That's an excuse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally excuse. Think about it. If you're really interested in someone, what are you going to let stand in the way of that? You're not really going to let anything stand in the way. If my husband would have let things stand in the way, I probably wouldn't have kept dating him. Years ago I would have, but not recently.
Why do you think people fall into the breadcrumb trap?
It's basically their conditioning. So your conditioning, let's say you had a dad who worked a lot, or you had not a lot of attention from either of your parents as far as really emotional closeness. So you would be used to having to either work hard, perfectionist, people-pleasing, doing activities like that, and it becomes a problem when you're a grown-up and you're trying to get into a relationship, and that's what you're used to as a form of love. So you've never really known what it is to have someone's full attention, full love, without working really hard for it.
If I think I'm in a breadcrumbing relationship, how do I get out of it?
Well, first you have to learn that it's a value statement. A lot of us have self-worth issues, and it's about building that value. And so you have to stop a lot of the activities you do. As an example, people-pleasing. People do things to get attention, to be liked. It's to stop doing those activities. And the other big thing to do is to get into reality. A lot of people who have been breadcrumbed live in a fantasy. They're thinking about someday, oh, it was so great the first few dates, and they want to get back to that. And it's really to get into reality.
All right, Tracy will be hosting a live online video workshop Friday, December 6th. For more information, you can go to her website, tracycrossley.com/breadcrumbs. Daisy. Tracy, thank you. It makes me think of Thanksgiving stuffing every time we've been talking about this today. But we appreciate it, Tracy. Thank you.
Thank you.